Hello, my YouTube friends. This is John at Left-Handed Models, and I was requested by a commenter to do a little video on how I did my fender flares on my Street Machine group build by Jason at Blue Ox Models. And so I've got a little thing figured out here. It might take a few minutes because I was going to show you the actual heat gun I use and the models that I have done on that, and then I was going to bring it up and show it. And when I do show it, the heat gun is probably going to be real noisy, so I won't talk while I'm doing the heat gun, just afterwards. So here we go. Okay, so here we go. So this is the heat gun I use, and it's genuine Harbor Freight cheapie. At one point they had them on sale for 10 bucks a piece. I picked up one, and actually my son uses them in his body work and says they last as long as the snap-on ones. The snap-on ones are at the time I bought this, they were $60. So lasting for 6 months for 10 bucks is not a big deal when it saves. It has a 2-speed 2-heat setting, and I just use the low heat, which is I think it's 750 watts. It says 1500 watts, but that would be the tall one, the high one. And it's just it's almost a hairdryer. It's not much bigger than that. And it has a pretty long cord, just a 2-prong, 110. And so it's real easy to use. You don't want to hold it too close though. Now, so I thought I'd show again the GTO. And I flared here, if you can see that. And then I flared the back ones, and then I did have to do body work here. I did not do any body work in the front. They turned out close enough that I was happy with it, but the rears needed some body work. And that's all I did on this car, was the behind the front wheels and around the rears. Now, earlier in my modeling, before my YouTube days, I built this little dirt tracker. Now you can tell it's a dirt tracker because of the marks on the tires. It's for the dirt. I built the whole car, put it together, and then I applied the heat to it for the little accident. It crinkled up the decal, of course. I mean, it got hot, and I pushed in on it here with probably with my finger, if I remember right. And then in the back, I just pushed it down on a piece of wood, I think it was, to make it look like it had been hit in the back. Now, the heat gun had enough residual heat that it melted the glass, the plastic glass, of course, and it crinkled up the paint there, because I held it on there quite a while because I wanted the bottom to be crinkled also. So that turned out exactly the way I wanted it, and I think I even had the dirt on it when I did this. So it's not a big deal to go ahead and finish the model and then apply the heat gun. And so now I'm gonna get these out of the way and go get the cars that I selected, just bodies actually selected for this job. Okay, so these are the bodies I chose. They're just some extras. Even though this is probably an original cop-out, I have no other parts for it, and that'd be hard to get back in there, and the glass is broken stuff, and so I used that one. And then this one's a new one actually, but it's broke here. And this body and this body I've got probably 5 extra of, just from stash piles and stuff that I bought from other people. So first we're going to try this one, and I'm going to use an old X-Acto knife with no blade, if I can find one here with no blade, which I may not be able to do. Ah, yes. And I'm going to use this as my tool. I have a glove here. I would recommend a glove because even the rest of the car gets hot, and as you're blowing it over it, you're going to find you're going to move it wrong, and the heat's going to directly hit your hand. So let's warm up the top a little bit and pretend like it's going to be a funny rollover wreck. I guess it's not too hot or too noisy. And this is on the low, so it's 750 watts. And I can't see it doing anything yet, but it will. And just move it over even. I've got it only about an inch and a half to 2 inches away. And I can see the glass starting to move. And there the glass moved a lot. But the body did not. So I'm going to do some more heat on the body. So that's something to remember, the glass moved first. And I would recommend trying this on a spare body, spare piece of plastic, whatever you got laying around, before you do it on a real body. Now that's a good little accident there. And it hardens right away. So now we'll do a little bit of running here on the fender well and see if we can flare it out a little bit. I'm hoping I'm in the camera. Sometimes I get out of the camera. Now the reason I picked a X-Acto knife with no blade is because it gets hot, and it gets the round blade will keep it from like going bad in one place. Now, since I had heated up this, I've got a lot of bend up in here, so I'm going to try to do the other side in one of those cars and do it a little better. Let's see if I can do this. I'm probably going to do this upside down. But as you can see, that didn't take anything at all. And really, if you have somebody else that can help you, then have them run the heat gun and you run the tool. And see, that's already to go. Now on this side, I didn't get it as hot up in here, but I also didn't get it as hot down here where I needed to. And so I've got it might move a little bit. Yeah. But see, the other side, the one I did first, was way better than this, and that's why you have to practice, because you're going to have trouble with trying to keep them even. On the GTO I definitely did not have them even, but because of the way a real GTO works, the one side needs to be farther out anyway, or it's going to hit. So now I'm going to do the front end right here in the middle, like it hit a tree pole or something. But to do that, I'm going to have to do a wider area, because otherwise it'll be too hard to still cool. getting hot even in the leather glove. Now I can see it flaring out a little bit there on that passenger side. So I should be able, yeah, there we go. And just hold it for a little bit. And there's your telephone pole smack dab in the middle of your car. Now let me see if I can do these. Now even though these are flared out a little bit because they're NASCAR cars, but they can still be worked. So I'm going to do the white one. I've used it for other stuff, as you can see on the top, so it's not a big deal to go ahead and change it. So there you can, I think you can tell that it's flared out a little bit more on the other side, but not excessive. It would need a little heat applied here to bend up the front, but that's a little quicker than the hot water. And you know, for a NASCAR car, you might get another car might run into you up here in the front. Whoopsie. And probably right in front of the driver's door, of course, you know. It would only go in as far as the roll bar, so you could do this with the frame underneath and everything, and just push it clear up to the roll bar, maybe bend the roll bars a little bit. Oh, that turned out good just by itself. But see, it did start to shrink it here at the bottom. It was a little thinner there than it was up here. I should have concentrated the heat more on the top. But that's how easy it is. You know, the big deal is, oh, there it is. It says 1500 watts, dual temperature. So for indoor use only, by the way. So there you go, 6.6 to 12.1 amps, regular 110. And the item number is 96289 if you want to look it up at your own Harbor Freight. And it's, you know, one of their brands, Drill Master. And I've had it for probably 4 or 5 years, quite a while. And it's just works, you know. Someday I'm sure I'm going to turn it on and it just won't do anything, but it's okay now. So that's all for now. And please like and subscribe if you like my little demo here. And if you need a body that's been all screwed up and wrecked, give me a yell. That'll almost fit in an envelope. So I'll see you later. Thank you.